identification of bacteria. Once we grow the bacteria in pure form by using proper culture media and by applying culture methods, the next our duty or next the thing is the identification of that bacteria, and we have to identify up to the genus and species level. So up to genus and species level, identification is necessary for a particular bacteria. And for that, various methods we are applying, so that we are going to study in this topic. So laboratory investigation to identify bacteria, we need a microscopy. So definitely microscopy is useful for the observation of shape and size of the bacteria, then the arrangement of the bacteria. Then the different culture techniques we are using, in which the media as well as the different culture methods also we are applying. Then for the identification of these bacteria, biochemical reactions. So without study of the biochemical reaction, we are unable to identify bacteria up to the species, up to the genus and species level. So always for the identification, biochemical reactions are most important. Then nowadays we are using the serological test, in which the agglutination, precipitation test, such type of test we are using, or flocculation test we are using for identification of a particular bacteria. Recently we are using the molecular techniques, in which the PCR, LCR techniques, so such type of PCR techniques we are always using for rapid identification of a particular organism or bacteria. And the last is bacteriophage tapping. So for a particular area for epidemic purpose, which type of strain is dominant, and for that we are using the bacteriophage tapping. So all these methods we are generally applying for identification of bacteria. Now we'll see one by one. So whenever we are using the microscopy, so in microscopy we are going to study the morphological features of the bacteria, or these are called as morphology of bacteria. So in morphological characteristic, the first is size of the bacteria. We have to measure the size, and all of you know which unit we are using for the measurement of the size of bacteria: micron. So in micron, to measure the size of bacteria, micron we are using. Generally, all medical important bacteria, if they are cocci, they are having the diameter 1 micron. So near about 1 micron in diameter. And if they are rods, the bacilli, that time the length is near about 3 to 6 micron in length, and the width is 0.5 to 1.5 in width, if that is bacilli. So in case of cocci, we are measuring the diameter. In case of bacilli, we are measuring the length and width of that bacteria. So this is about the size of bacteria. The next one is the shape of bacteria. So we have to study the shape in microscopy. In microscope, we are observing the different shape of the bacteria. So which are the shapes? Already it is over. So cocci. Cocci means spherical. So circular bacteria, they are called as the cocci. Then Coccobacillus. Then Vibrio. Vibrio is a comma-shaped bacteria. Bacillus. Bacillus means rod-shaped bacteria. Spirillum is a rigid spiral structure, and spirochete is a flexible spiral structure. So all these are the various shape of the bacteria. Then after the shape, the next important morphological characteristic which is useful for identification is the arrangement of that bacteria. So few bacteria arranged singly. If they are cocci, they may be arranged in pairs. They are called as a diplococci. Then if they are present in a chain, they are called as a streptococci. If the cocci is present in a group of 4, that is known as a tetrads. And a group of 8 cocci is known as a sarcina. Sarcina means group of 8 cocci. And if the cocci, they are arranged like a bunch of grapes, that is called as a cluster type of arrangement. In case of staphylococci, cluster type of arrangement always occur like a bunch of grapes. Cocci attached to each column. Then in case of bacilli also, it may be a single, it may be in pair, or it may be in a chain. So streptobacilli, they are called as a streptobacilli or bacilli pair. Or generally the bacilli arranged singly, single arrangement generally occurs. After the arrangement, or one more thing remains in the arrangement, and that one is in case of Corynebacterium diphtheria, cuneiform type of arrangement or Chinese letter arrangement generally we are observing, and that Chinese letter arrangement is useful for early diagnosis, rapid diagnosis of Corynebacterium diphtheria. So definitely the study of arrangement of this bacilli is useful, or bacteria is useful for the identification. The next is capsule. So capsule may be present, may be absent. So if it is present, so that type of bacteria is called as capsulated bacteria, and that one is also useful for the identification. Then the spore. So again, the spore is again optional. So it may be present, it may be absent. But those bacteria which are possessing the spore, they are called as a sporogenic bacteria. And the well-known example is the Bacillus species, aerobic Bacillus, Bacillus subtilis, Bacillus anthrax, all they are Lithiformis, all these are the spore-forming bacteria. Or anaerobic is a Clostridia group, Clostridium tetani, Clostridium belchae, Clostridium perfringens, botulinum, all they are spore-bearing bacteria. So that one is again useful for identification. Again in spore, the presence of spore, shape of the spore again oval or spherical, then bulging or non-bulging. So that things are also useful, or the position of the spore, central spore, subterminal spore, and terminal spore. These are also useful for identification of this particular bacteria. And the last morphological feature we are using for identification is the flagella. So all of you know flagella is an organ of locomotion. For motility, flagella is necessary. So again in flagella, number of flagella present onto the cell, they are divided into different types: monotrachate flagella, amphitrachate flagella, lophotrachate flagella, and peritrachate flagella. So these are also useful for identification of this bacteria. So all these morphological features, characteristics, we are taking into the consideration for identification of bacteria. Now these are bacterial shape and arrangement. So if you here, the picture you observe, so coccus, rod or bacilli, curve form, then the spirochetes, spirilla. So all are these actinomycetes. So all such type of the Corynebacteria, such type of different arrangement generally we are observing. So Diplococci, then tetrads, then Sarcina. Now the next is, after the study of morphological picture, next and the most important is the study of cultural characteristic. Cultural characteristic of that bacteria. So what we learned in the first topic, that is in the physiology of bacteria, whenever we are growing bacteria onto the surface of solid media, one cell produces one colony, and in one colony, 2 lakh organisms may present, because binary fission occurs every 20 minutes. One cell produces 2, 2 produces 4, 4 produces 8, like that. And within a overnight incubation, within 24 hours, one cell produces one colony. Colony represents the pure growth of that particular bacteria. So whenever we are studying the cultural characteristic, the colony morphology is important. Study the colony morphology. So whenever we are studying the colony characteristic or colony morphology of bacteria, the first thing is shape of the colony. So observe with the naked eyes onto the surface of plate, for example, Meconium or blood agar plate. So in shape, various different shapes are there. So you observe here, or you write down also circular. So few bacteria produce exact circular shaped colonies. Then few are having ability to produce rhizoid, then irregular colonies, filamentous, and spindle shaped colony. So all these shapes here, picture I have given. After the shape, the next one is margin or edge or margin of the colony. So in margin, there are again different type: entire, undulate, lobate, curve, rhizoid, and filamentous. All these are the different type of margin or edge of the colony. Then the next one is elevation of the colony. You observe with the naked eyes onto the surface of solid media. So elevation we are generally observing. So in elevation, what are the different type? Flat elevation. The colony is flat, parallel to the surface. Raised, little bit raised from the surface. Convex, dome-shaped colony. So convex colony. Then colonate colony, then ambonate colony. Ambonate means the center part is increased, and one more is there, umbilicate. The center part is at lower, exactly opposite to the ambonate. So ambonate and umbilicate. So that one also you write here. That picture is not there. So the center part is at lower side. Then after this, the size of the colony. So in size, generally we are measuring with help of the scale, simple scale. So measure in millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, like that. And generally we are writing like a punctiform, then small colony, moderate colony, large colony, like that. So depends on to the size of the colony. We are using such type of words, and also actually we are measuring in millimeter. Diameter we are measuring in millimeter. Then the texture of the colony, or also it is known as structure. Structure and texture is one and same. So smooth and rough. So generally the smooth colonies are produced by the capsulated organism, and non-capsulated generally produce rough surface or rough texture colonies. Then appearance of the colony. Appearance glistening, shiny or dull. So few bacteria produce dull colonies, few bacteria produce shiny colonies. Then the pigmentation, color of the colony, very important for identification. So different bacteria produce different type of color, different color colonies. So non-pigmented, example cream, tan or white, they are non-pigmented. And pigmented, which produce color, they are purple, red or yellow. So generally pink color colonies are produced by lactose fermenter. Non-lactose fermenter produce colorless colonies. Then the convective diphtheria produce black color colonies on blood potassium chloride media, or that Staphylococcus aureus produce golden color colonies, like that. So that one is useful for identification. And the last one is optical property, or it is also known as the opacity of the colony. Opacity of the colony or optical property. Just you hold the plate towards the light. If light pass, means it is a transparent colony. Light passes from the colony is called as a transparent. A little small amount of the light passes is called as a translucent or semi-transparent colony. And the last is, if light doesn't pass from the colony, that is called as a opaque colony, non-transparent or opaque colony. So these are the all these characteristic of colonies. Now the cultural characteristic in liquid media. If we are using the liquid media, degree of the growth, so how much growth generally we are observing with the naked eyes, then the turbidity and its nature. So uniform turbidity or such type of things we are observing. If growth is there, the turbidity is there. Then deposits, generally the deposits we are observing under the liquid cultures. And surface growth, pellicle growth generally produced by aerobic organism. Aerobic because towards the oxygen and the surface oxygen occurs and pellicle formation occurs the surface. Now the staining reaction. For identification of bacteria, these staining reactions are very important. So always we are applying. So simple stain. So, or it is also known as monochrome stain. In simple stain or monochrome stain, only one single staining reagent we are using. For example, methylene blue, safranin, malic green. So all cell gets their particular color. Then nowadays we are using frequently a differential staining method, in which Gram stain and Jaden stain. Gram stain divides bacteria into two groups. Differential bacteria into two groups. So Gram positive bacteria, violet color, and Gram negative, red color. Or the another differential staining example is Hill-Nielsen Jaden staining method or acid-fast staining method, which divides bacteria into groups: acid-fast bacteria, non-acid-fast bacteria. Acid-fast bacteria are pink in color, while the background, and non-acid-fast bacteria are blue in color. Then one more staining method frequently we are using for the demonstration of capsule to differentiate capsulated bacteria from non-capsulated is the negative staining method, in which India ink or 10% nigrosin we are generally using. And the last is spatial staining techniques also we are using. For example, for the demonstration of metachromatic granules, Albert stain we are using. Albert staining, Ponder staining, Niger staining method. So particular demonstration of particular organ we are, the things we are using, spatial particular staining method becomes under the spatial staining techniques. Then take out now. Now the most important is the identification of unknown bacterium. So, and for that identification, I already tell you, so always we are depending on study of biochemical reactions. So without biochemical, it is not possible to identify the bacteria. So microbiologists use biochemical test, noting a particular microbe's ability to utilize or produce certain chemicals. So this always we depend on a biochemical study of biochemical tests. So which are these? So common test to identify a particular routine bacteria is sugar fermentation test. The first one is sugar fermentation test. Second one is IMIC test. In IMIC, 4 tests are there: indole, methyl red, August-Prosker, and citrate utilization test. So all these 4 are generally we are calling it as a IMIC test. So very important, always short note down to this, right? Short note on IMIC test. Then urease test, TSI, hydrogen sulfide production, catalase, oxidase test, biosolubility test. So these are frequently for each and every bacteria we are applying, and whenever necessary for a particular bacteria, other than this test, other tests also we are applying or using for identification. So we'll see one by one. So in sugar fermentation, 4 sugars always we are using. These are the glucose, lactose, sucrose, and mannitol. So how many? 4 sugars compulsory, and whenever necessary, few other sugars we are adding. But these 4 are compulsory in a panel: glucose, lactose, sucrose, and mannitol. What is the principle? Test is used to identify the ability of bacteria to ferment sugar producing acid or acid and gas. Few bacteria produce only acid. Few bacteria produce both acid and gas, and few are negative also. They are non-fermenters. So acidity changes the pH of the medium, that changes the color to the pink, and gas production traps in a Durham's tube. So medium uses peptone water containing 1% sugar and Durham's tube to detect the gas production. Right in the name of media is peptone water. In that peptone water, 1% sugar. For example, if we are preparing glucose, 1 gram glucose in 100 ml peptone water. So that is called as 1%. 1% sugar in peptone water. And also we need a small glass tube in inverted position. The name of that tube is Durham's tube. So Durham's tube to detect the gas production. Indicator use is Andrews indicator, and here the Andrews indicator what it contains acid function plus sodium hydroxide. So this a few drop of this Andrews reagent also we are mixing in that. Inoculate the test organism which we don't know. After that, incubate at 37 degrees centigrade, and on next day you observe change in color. Colorless to pink. Pink indicates acid production. Keep in your mind. So pink color, change in color, colorless to pink indicates acid production. And if you observe the air bubbles in the Durham's tube, inverted Durham's tube, it indicates the gas production. So what happens? Few bacteria produce both acid as well as gas, and only few produce acid only, no gas. So it is detected by this method, sugar fermentation. Now procedure: medium inoculated with colony, incubate at 37 degrees centigrade for overnight, observe for color change and gas production. Result: positive test, development of pink red color with production of acid, development of pink red color with gas bubble in Durham's tube indicates the gas production. Negative test, no color change, no bubble. So here you observe here the first, this one is a yellowish or colorless, negative. While here change in color, yellow to pink indicates the positive test, and also in that Durham's tube air bubbles we are observing. Now the next and the most important is we are starting the IMIC test. So IMIC involves how many tests? 4 tests, which are the indole, methyl red, August-Prosker, and citrate utilization. So always short note onto this. That time whenever the short note asks, you write about these 4 tests. So indole test now. The principle of indole test is to demonstrate an ability of bacteria to decompose an amino acid tryptophan into indole. So in peptone water, tryptophan is always present. It is a tryptophan-rich medium, and here conversion of tryptophan to indole by few bacteria that is detected, which is extracted by xylene and amyl alcohol in the Kovacs reagent, which in terms react with the para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde to form red color. So red color, change in color, colorless to red indicates positive test. Name of the medium you write, peptone water, a tube containing peptone water. Reagent, Kovacs reagent. So in this Kovacs reagent, what is present? Para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde plus xylene plus amyl alcohol. So xylene and amyl alcohol extract indole at the surface, and whenever it extracted, it reacts with the para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde, and whenever it reacts with the para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde, red color indicates, red color ring produced. So here medium inoculate with the colony means test organism incubated at 48 hours at 37 degrees centigrade, observe for color change after addition of Kovacs reagent. Result positive test, pink or red color ring at the surface of the medium, negative test, yellow color ring. Controls, indole positive. Now here, see the control, indole positive, E. coli is indole positive, and Proteus vulgaris, species of Proteus, genus Proteus vulgaris is positive. And what is the negative? Negative control is Klebsiella. In Klebsiella always it is negative, but Proteus mirabilis, another species is negative. So means for identification, interspecies identification also these tests are very important. So one, Proteus vulgaris is positive, while the Proteus mirabilis is negative. So here you observe an inoculated tube. Negative test means here yellow color ring is there, and red color or pink color indicates a ring indicates at the surface. Positive test. What is the biochemistry? So tryptophan is present. So tryptophanase enzyme is produced by the organism which convert tryptophan to indole, pyruvic acid and ammonia. So in biochemistry within the tube, indole plus Kovacs reagent, after addition of Kovacs reagent, pink ring at surface of the medium. Now the next test is the methyl red test. What is the principle? To demonstrate an ability of bacteria to produce acid from the glucose and keep pH below 4.5 in an old culture. So which changes the color of the medium to red color after addition of methyl red reagent. Medium, you write the name of medium, glucose phosphate broth. In short, we are calling it as a GPB. GPB, long form is glucose phosphate broth. Reagent we are using is methyl red. You write down the name of reagent, very important. Always we are asking during your viva also. So which reagent is present? So methyl red reagent is present. Procedure again simple. Inoculate the test organism, incubate for 48 hours at 37 degrees centigrade. Observe for color change after addition of methyl red reagent. Positive test, red color in the medium. Whole media turns red color. Negative, yellow color. Here methyl red test, here positive, red color, negative, yellow color. Now the third test is from the imaging test is August-Prosker test. In short, we are calling it as a VP test. So VP means August-Prosker. What is the principle? To demonstrate an ability of bacteria to produce acetyl methyl carbinol, acetone from the pyruvic acid. Acetyl methyl carbinol from pyruvic acid. Name of the medium again the same, that is glucose phosphate broth, GPB tube containing GPB, glucose phosphate broth we are using. Indicators we are using or reagents we are using is 40% KOH plus 5% alpha naphthol in absolute alcohol. So that we are using. Procedure: inoculate with the colony, incubate for 2 to 5 days at 37 degrees centigrade. Observe for color change after addition of 40% KOH, 5% alpha naphthol in absolute alcohol. Result: positive test, pink color in the medium, negative test, colorless. Controls: VP positive, Klebsiella. Klebsiella species are VP positive. Then VP negative, E. coli. Again, VP positive is L-TAR type of Vibrio is positive, L-TAR Vibrio, and classical Vibrio is negative. Again, here the difference between the interspecies. Now, you observe the August-Prosker test here. Negative August-Prosker test, colorless ring, while here pink, red coloring indicates at the surface, indicates the positive test. Now, the cited utilization test. So in IMIC, what we learn? I for indole, M for methyl red, V for August-Prosker, and C for cited. So cited utilization test. What is the principle? To demonstrate ability of bacteria to utilize citrate as a source of carbon. So few bacteria are having ability to utilize citrate as a source of carbon. Here two type of media we are using, either liquid media or solid media. In early days liquid media we are using, but nowadays we are using solid media. Phosphor citrate medium is a liquid broth, and Siemens citrate medium is a solid medium. Indicator we use in bromothymol blue. In solid media, indicator present. You write down this, very important. Bromothymol blue. Indicator is present. Procedure: inoculate with the colony, incubate for 1 to 2 days at 37, observe for the color change. Results: in Phosphor citrate medium, the positivity is checked by the turbidity. If you observe turbidity, definitely the growth is there, that utilize citrate as a source of carbon. No turbidity, absence of turbidity indicates negative test. But instead of that, now we are using the Siemens citrate medium. So in Siemens citrate medium, positive test, change in color green to blue with growth. So blue color. So actually the color of the is green. Tube is, so here the media is in form of the slant and bud in a tube, test tube, slant. Inoculate the slant, incubate. After incubation you observe change in color. If the citrate is utilized as a source of carbon, change in color occur green to blue, because the pH changes, alkaline type of pH is there, pH is increased in if the citrate is utilized, and bromothymol blue in alkaline condition, blue color, that's why blue color develops. Negative test, no change in color, it remains as it is green. Controls: citrate positive, Klebsiella species, citrate negative, E. coli. Here you observe the change in color, negative test, green color, positive test, blue color. So always we are keeping this test for your spotting also. We are showing you the picture. If it is that the exam is online, you have to write about the details as per the questions. Or if the exams we are conducting, practical exams we are conducting in our department, that time we are keeping this test. Now the next one is urease test. Principle: to demonstrate ability of bacteria to decompose urea into ammonia. Ammonia makes the medium alkaline, resulting in change in the color of the phenol red from the pale yellow to pink. So, few bacteria having ability to synthesize an enzyme urease. Urease enzyme is synthesized, which convert urea to ammonia. Whenever the ammonia is produced, pH is increased again, alkaline pH, and in alkaline condition, phenol red, indicator present is phenol red. Phenol red is pink in color. So change in color, yellow to pink indicates positive test. Medium, name of the medium you write, Christian's urease medium. Christian's urease agar. Slant and indicator phenol red. Phenol red is an indicator where it's time order. Procedure, inoculate with colony, incubate at 37 degrees centigrade, observe for color change after 4 hours and overnight. Positive test, pink color, negative test, no change in color, urease positive organism, Proteus and Klebsiella, urease negative, equal. Now here, you observe this as a pink. So yellow to pink indicates positive test here because of some problem change in color here. So pink color indicates the positive test. Now the next test is triple sugar ion test. Triple sugar ion test here to demonstrate ability of bacteria to ferment carbohydrates in the medium, produce H2S. Acidity produced by the fermentation of sugar changes phenol red from the pale yellow to pink. Gas production, lift, agar bud and H2S cause blackening of the medium. Here, instead of using the different test and different media in a single media, in a transit media, it is called as a transit media also. In single media, single tube, different type of test we are observing. For example, the fermentation of sugar, production of H2S gas, so and the production of gas, gas bubbles also we are. Oh, Jadu sir. Then the next test is Jadu. It's काय झालं मध्येच So medium, TSI medium consists glucose, lactose, sucrose and ferric salt. So these three sugars plus ferric salt is present. Medium is in the form of button, slant, indicator phenol ready and indicator is present. Procedure: medium is stabbed, inoculated with the colony, inoculate overnight and observe for the result. So alkaline condition, pink color; acidic condition, yellow color. Because in acidic condition, phenol ready is yellow color. In alkaline condition, it is pink color. Blackening of the butt indicates H2S production, and lifting air bubbles generally we are observing the gas production. So these are the pictures again, but here due to some problem, technical problem, change into the rocker, that actually the blue color you observe like a pink color. Catalyst test now. So catalyst test always we are using for the identification of bacteria to demonstrate ability of bacteria to produce an enzyme catalyst that catalyze the release of oxygen from H2O2, which indicates by the gas bubbles. So H2O2 hydrogen peroxide we are using. It converts H2O2 into H2O and inert oxygen, and that inert oxygen release and produces air bubble. So slide test and tube test are there. Generally the slide test we are using, drop of H2O2 is taken onto the slide, portion of the colony pick up with the other glass rods or glass slide and observe for the gas bubble. Here immediate air bubbling indicates the positive test. Results: positive test, bubbling; negative, no bubbling is there. Controls: catalyst positive, staphylococci; catalyst negative, streptococcus. Here you observe the air bubbles generally produced, that is catalyst positive. Oxidase test, another test we are using is the oxidase test, principle to demonstrate the ability of bacteria to produce an enzyme, cytochrome oxidase. Reagent, oxidase reagent we are using, and the name of that oxidase reagent is very important, write down. Always we are using this question during your viva. So what is the name of oxidase reagent? So tetramethyl paraphenylene diamine dihydrochloride. Tetramethyl paraphenylene diamine dihydrochloride is the name of oxidase reagent that we are using. Here again procedure, there are two types of procedures, the filter paper method. So impregnate the filter paper in freshly prepared oxidase reagent, pick up the colony and mark. Purple color indicates the positive test. Or directly you pour a drop of freshly prepared oxidase reagent onto the colony, change in color occurs, purple color indicates positive test. Result: deep purple color within 5 to 10 seconds indicates positive test. Oxidase positive, Pseudomonas; oxidase negative, Enterobacterus. Here this one, such purple color develops immediately within 5 seconds, indicates the positive test. Now antigenic analysis. After this, again instead of these routine tests, there are so many, near about 40-45 different biochemical tests we are using for identification of particular bacteria, but these are the basic which we discuss. Now the antigenic structure, now we are studying the antigenic structure of few bacteria for identification. Use specific antisera to confirm the identification of the bacteria. Agglutination or precipitation reactions we are using for detection of antigenic tests. Then the methods used for intra-species differentiation used in these are the typing methods used in the epidemiological study. So already we discussed for epidemiological study, this bacteriophage typing and bacteriocin typings. These tests are useful for identification. Then molecular techniques, recently these are available. So nucleic acid detection, PCR, LCR, DNA probe. So these are also available, and recently we are using for identification of particular bacteria. So, and the last is the gas liquid chromatography. So to study the protein structure of a particular bacteria, this gas liquid chromatography is also useful. Then antibiotic sensitivity tests. To study the antibiotic sensitivity, to which antibiotic it is sensitive or to which antibiotic it is resistant, that one is also useful for identification of particular bacteria. Antibiotic sensitivity pattern, innate resistance to Klebsiella to ampicillin, the bacteriocin sensitivity to Streptococcus pyogenes, optocin sensitivity to pneumococci. All these are useful for identification of particular bacteria. Now here this topic is over. So thank you very much.